What is up, boys and girls? So, I'm gonna do some live duels here and try to spoil some rankings because the season's ending today. I am not going to rank well, but I'm going to try to take other people out. So, putting on my duels, and also going to use this as a video basically for how you should duel. I see a lot of people that are more active in duels now because they want the war coins from it. So, let's talk about dueling a little bit. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you are using the right heroes for it, which is going to be, you need to pick a setup. Frequent setup is ogres and whatnot like that. So you're going to want to use ogres, usually, but there's a lot of other options too. I run siege, as you'll see in just a second. It looks like we got about 30 seconds left in the queue. So we're going to do that. And we'll see how it goes. So, anyways, I'm going to make this public afterwards, just so we can go over dueling. So, after this duel, I'll go over some different setups that people use frequently when they're dueling. So, we'll do that. First and foremost, ogres are going to be what most people are going to want to run. They're the easiest to run because the heroes that are used in it are pretty common, pretty easy to get, pretty easy to max out. So many Maria, Haral, people like that. So, and I'll show you here in a second. It gets a little bit wonky whenever you're playing not the high ranked people. So this is my setup. It's siege. If you don't have Infidus, you're probably not going to want to run very much siege because Infidus adds siege damage. If you don't have him, then it's not going to do an extreme amount of damage. So siege is not very runnable for a lot of people that don't have Infidus, but I'll go over some of the other setups and I'll show you some of the other setups whenever I start fighting those other people. I already locked this one in, so against the big guys, I'll go siege, but I'll go over some other setups too and show you what those look like. Because, like I said, a lot of people are trying to duel now. They're trying to get the war coins from it. Season ranking gives a decent amount of war coins with the pets and the dragon blood in the shop, war coin shop now. It's a good idea to start dueling. Also, it's one of the things that I enjoy most in Rise of Firstborn. It's one of the only things where you're just 1v1 against other people. And it's a lot of fun. So, we'll see how it goes. This person is not clicking ready. Here we go. So when I'm running siege, so this is ogres, they've got a Lauren, kind of a weird setup. When I'm running siege, this is my anti-siege setup, so it's not very good. He doesn't have anything that can protect against this meteor though, so that's pretty much going to end the fight right here. Boop. There goes everybody. And that's that. I'm going to have to use my meteor on this thing. The weakness of siege is going against air units, so dragon is fairly tough. Pretty much the only way to beat dragons is to take out all their heroes quickly, and then you win on time because of HP, and just slowly chip away with Infidus and his meteor. So, we'll see how it goes. If I get people that aren't ranked very high, then I will go ahead and run some different setups as well. And while we're in the queue, it's 25 seconds, I'll talk about some of the other ones. So, like I said earlier, one of the common ones is ogres, and what you're going to want to run for ogres is you've got a few options. First and foremost, you always want Haral in there because of his ogre attack right there. Also, Fatal Blow is incredibly good. When you're dueling, you want level 60 gear as high as possible. That's what you want. That has the most stats. That carries over into duels. It does matter. Your gear on your heroes does matter. You can upgrade your runes higher now, but remember that the max level only goes to 110. So Nikita, I'm not going to lock in my setup this time. We're going to see what it looks like Nikita's running. Dragons. So I'm going to go ahead and run Siege, and we will see how this goes against dragons. I'm going to run the Rand setup, I think. Nope, I'm going to run Loki. Just go for the nuke. So this is what I was talking about a second ago. This is kind of a difficult setup when you're running Siege because, you know, none of your dudes hit their dudes. So he's got a Rand, Haral, Lauren, and Loki. He doesn't have Carl, and that's kind of an issue for him. He's going to try to stun me in a second. I'm going to try to. There it goes. Waited on that, and now he doesn't have the mana, so I'm going to Meteor Strike for when the shield falls. Falls, there it goes, and then into a stun, And that should be all of his heroes dead at that point. Theoretically. Or very nearly to him. He's going to try to shield after this, so I'm going to try to interrupt it. Oh, he mind controlled. That was surprising. So now all he has left is Rand. I've got all my heroes, and they're all standing in Solace's heal, so I'm good to go at this point. That's going to do it. If you do have Infidus and you can run Siege, then, like I said, now this is pretty much the only way to do it. Hello, Carlos. K75 fan. He's going to try to summon dragons. But he rezzed his Lauren before he had the mana for it, so it didn't work. One way that a lot of dragon players will try to win is by getting Lauren up, popping dragons up, and that will increase their HP by quite a bit. So see, he's going to pop a dragon up now. Got it interrupted again. And Lauren's dying before she gets to cast the dragon. But I am getting a little bit behind. What he needs to do, if you're trying to res a dragon, or if you're trying to raise a dragon, you need to save up till you have enough mana to pop Lauren up and cast a dragon at the same time. So it's like 160 mana, I think is how much it takes. So if you res Lauren every time she's able to get up, she's just going to die like that before she's even able to get a dragon up. Now, dragons is another setup that's good for a lot of people because the heroes used for it aren't hard to attain like Infidus. You got Lauren, Carl. Who else? Rand. Lauren, Carl, and Rand are the three big ones. So, I'll show you a dragon setup in a second. But as you saw right there, I won with Siege, even though they had dragons and my Siege can't hit because I just took out all their heroes before they could do anything. So let's talk about the Ogre setup, because that's what a lot of people are going to run. Now, Ogres is going to be Haral, level 60 gear, and then you want to get those runes leveled up so that the skills are at max level. See here, right here, max skill level 110. So 70 plus 40, that's what you want your skills to look like. So you're going to have Haral. Maria is what a lot of people use. I don't use Maria, but a lot of people use Maria. Toma is Ogre HP. So I've got a weird setup on him because I stacked his HP a whole lot. And then who else? A lot of people run John because of Fatal Strike, or they'll run Loki, as you've seen me running. Where is Loki? Loki is pretty much the most overpowered hero in Duels. His Aura of Flame does a whole lot. His Mind Control stuns forever. And then he's tough to take down as well. So Loki, if you are going to start trying to duel, I recommend really making sure that you get Loki maxed as quickly as possible. Just because that Mind Control lasts for a year and a half, 7 seconds. That's how long that stun is. And that is a very, very long time to be stunned. So, with the increased interest in duels, I've seen a lot more people getting more competitive with it, trying to do different setups, everything else like that. So, thought I'd start doing some live duels just to, I don't know, raise interest in it a little bit. As you can see, my ranking is extremely low. Not as low as this guy's, though. So, fighting a no portrait here. I'll show you a different setup. Let's go with what's secret weapon. This is dragons. So I've got Carl, Loki, Lauren, and Haral. So nobody heals, but I've got a massive amount of damage that's going to be done. Now, what I do with this is you chain stuns. A lot of times I'll try to stack them up first with Carl, so I'll show you how that looks. That's a lot of infantry. This is going to be a whole lot of dead little dudes really quickly. So if you watch this, I'm going to let my Carl get stationed and then bring them all in the stun. As soon as they're unstunned, stun them with Haral and see how everything just fell over dead. Good night. That is the power of dragons right there if you play it right. I mean, that guy's setup was not good for anti-dragons. You don't want to run a bunch of infantry as anti-dragons, but it is what it is. Because I'm so low ranked, unless I get some of those higher people, and the thing is, see there's 8 hours left in Duels. There's this session, and then there's only one other session. You got Gate and Spasm up at the very top. Spasm's 50 points behind, so unless Spasm goes on a major run, he's not going to be able to pass Gate. And then these people aren't going to be able to get there. So I'm betting a lot of people are probably not queuing, because they're just going to stick with their ranking this time. But let's look at the rewards. 20,000 for first, 16, 12, 8. 5, 3, 2. So, you know, if you're ranked 21 to 50, you get a free pet out of it. And you also get a bunch of war coins for doing duels. I mean, not a bunch, but you get some. So that's the bottom line. I think it's interesting. I think it's fun. And if you got any questions or anything like that, you're more than welcome to ask me about it. I've done a lot of duels. See my record here. 19. Who did I lose to? Firefly. See, I haven't dueled in 2 weeks, though. 89%. I only need a lot more wins to, uh-oh. Crash. It's not going to load. There it goes. Hopefully I can get in time to set my stuff on this one, or I might be about to lose a lot of points. I wasn't paying attention and didn't see who I'm playing. I'm in. There we go. 34 seconds. Death Knights. Generally speaking, if you see a Death Knight, you don't really have to worry about it. I haven't seen a viable Death Knight strategy for duels. I've been trying to set up some Death Knights, but I don't have the heroes to the level that I want them at. So he's spread out. He's got Hakan. So this is a... He's got the heroes for it, at least. Looks like he's auto-casting, though, because of that poison bottle. So watch all these guys fall over at the same time whenever the siege go. Oh, they're all targeting Carl. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take out the air, because I don't think I have much to worry about on this one. You going to summon a Death Knight? Let's see. You think Hakan's going to summon a Death Knight? Nope. Oh, I forgot. Hakan's Frost, not Death Knights. So that's kind of all over the place. And this is what I was talking about at the start of the video, which is you want to choose 4 heroes that synergize well. They need to go together. They need to do the same thing. So you see how I've got Infidus and Revenant that both do siege attack, and then I've got Solace that does siege HP, and he heals, and he summons siege. So all those things are all stacked up. Ogres, if you're running ogres, it's going to be Maria, Haral, and Toma are the 3 that do ogre stats. And so that's the 3. That's like the baseline for it. A lot of people don't run Toma because that just gives you more ogre HP. Doesn't really matter. And so they'll take more something that stuns more. So you'll see a lot of ogre setups that are Loki, Haral, Maria, and then a 4th one that does damage. So John or Rand for the shield. Rand with the shield is real good, and his AoE heal is also pretty good. I've seen some ogre setups that run Feylord, because Feylord has a mass stun. So there's that as well. That's pretty much what most people that are starting out in duels are going to want to run to get a feel for it. Is going to be something with Haral and a bunch of ogres. So I would recommend Loki, Haral, Rand, and then you can do Toma to summon more ogres. That works out well. Or you can do Loki, Haral, Maria, and Toma. That's going to make your ogres as tough as possible. They're going to move the most damage as possible. And you've got a Maria heal there. The problem is you are kind of vulnerable to stuns with that setup. If you want to run dragons, you're going to want Lauren and Carl in the setup as a minimum. If you see Lauren here, she summons dragons. She has dragons HP. And then Carl has Seas, which stacks everything up. And Dimensional Battle Dragon attack. Rand is actually the one that has the other dragon skill there. See, Dimensional Battle Dragon defense. So those 3 are pretty synergistic, and then again, it's going to be Loki for the filler on that one a lot of the time. And those are pretty much your 3 duel setups that most people run. It's going to be siege, dragons, or ogres. You're going to see a lot of mixtures in there with different heroes running and stuff like that, but for the most part, those are the 3 setups. And that's what you're going to see most of the people up at the top of the rankings running, is something among those 3 that I just talked about. There are people that run Ivar, because Ivar does a massive AoE damage spell, Hellfire. But this is a bot. So whenever I'm up against a bot, I always go ogres, because the siege setup and the dragon setup are both good, but you can actually lose to your own bot pretty easily. So you see middle fire. This is the ogre setup that I was talking about. So see how I've got the 3 ogre heroes, and then I've got Loki in there as well. I put Loki over to the side whenever I'm up against a bot because I don't want the bot to stun all my stuff. I've actually been chain stunned by my own bot before until I died, and it's not very fun to lose to yourself, basically. So if you ever see somebody that's around your same ranking level, let's go ahead and stun Haral and try to get Maria in there as well. I'm going to chain another stun into it. And didn't get Maria. The good news is bots are dumb. So see how Maria just healed Loki all by himself over there? I'm going to stun Toma because I think he's about to cast another Ogre Summon. Nope. And I'm going to go ahead and heal Maria here. So see how I'm just kind of spreading out the stuns, trying to... I think what he's probably going to... There's the summon. So there's no reason to stun Toma now because he just used the summon. So I'm going to wait a second, and now I'm going to stun Loki whenever his mana would be about at the level. And I also want my Loki to run over there. He didn't do it. He's probably about to mass stun everything. Watch how powerful Loki is here. Boom. Stuns everything. So it stops my ogres from attacking. I can't do anything with my heroes. That's why I cast the Maria heal, though, because I saw that coming. So I'm going to pop that. He's still out of range. So I'm going to try to get this off before he... Nope. So see how Loki just kind of brings the fight to a stop like that? That's why I'm saying he's pretty much the most powerful dual hero there is. Let's go ahead and stun everything. The other thing about Loki's stun is it ticks. So see how he res Toma like that? He res Toma into the stun, which means that Loki's stun got him as he was just sitting there ticking off. Everything's all grouped up. Good for Maria's heal. And that's that. Now, if I were to get a real player, I wouldn't want to run this setup because you saw whenever I was looking at my heroes earlier, my Maria is not wearing gear. And so if Maria's not wearing gear, then obviously I don't want to bring into a real duel with this. But the other thing about dueling is positioning. So you saw whenever I started out, all my ogres are all spread out, my heroes are all spread out. That's an anti-siege setup. If you're going up against somebody that's siege, you want everything spread out. Because as soon as, oh my gosh, it's crashing over and over and over. Hello, Adrian. It's the second crash after a duel there. Actually, the first one I think crashed whenever I tried to load into a duel. Show us the best defense gear. Yeah, I'll do that in a second. Next time I'm waiting on a queue. $30. I think we can do it in that amount of time. So defense gear right now. This is what I run, which is Death Lord, head and chest, aspirant weapons, level 15 radiant, and then a bunch of level 20 turtles. The new pets, once they get up to, I think it's level 20 actually. Once they get up to level 20, they're going to be better than the engraved turtles. Until you have them all the way up there and engraved, or not even engraved, but all the way up there, then they're not going to be better than turtles. You can also run Crimson Steel. Oh, here we go. Let's see if we can spoil for Gatekeeper. I bet he's pissed. This is rank 1 duel player. Let's see how this goes. Another name change. Oh, man. I might have my... Did it go live as The Bake, or did it go live as Iron Thronecraft? I'm giving Gate a second to look at my setup. Now, there's been some pretty big changes in the game. Titans and everything else like that. Let's see if Gate's pressed ready already. He hasn't. See, I'm betting Gate's a little bit nervous right now. Oh, he's not even pressing ready. Come on, Gate. It's time, buddy. Here we go. Alright, all his stuff's on the left side, all my stuff's on the left side. He's going to open up with a stun here. I'm just going to eat it, and I'm going to try to meteor it. Oh, he didn't. Now I meteor it. Boom. Smoke bomb. Uh-oh. And stun. Yep. That should be good game. I just interrupted his all stun too. So he is not going to be happy right now. All his heroes are dead. I don't know if he's going to be able to come back from this one. So you see how my setup there, I had my infantry standing back behind my siege on the right side. Now what that does is that means that my infantry run through my siege, and then his ogres over on the right side. And it causes his ogres to stop and just sit there plinking away at my infantry for a little bit. And it doesn't work out well for them because each ogre has to hit an infantry one time. Ogres attack really. Alright. I wonder if Spasm's queuing right now. Taking out rank 1 for him, giving him a shot. You're going to get up, Gate. You going to get up Toma and try to get another ogre up, or did he... Nah, he gave up. Oh, he didn't. Gate Creeper, if you're watching, Makoto does not work. Smoke Bomb doesn't work against Siege. So don't do that. See how Makoto's still taking all that damage? Smoke Drop doesn't work. Seems like it should, but it doesn't. It does work against dragons. Let's see if Spasm's here. I bet Gate's pretty mad right now. Battle Rabbit TM, missing you guys. It's that load screen that's crashing me, I think. See how it hitched right there for a second, too? Alright, this guy's ogres. I'm gonna go siege again. You know what? Here, let's go dragons. This guy actually has a decent setup. So this is what dragons looks like. Carl to bring them together and do dragon damage. Loki to stun, Harald to stun, Lauren to do damage and bring out more dragons. So, this is the dragon nuke setup. I've got no heals in here. And he's got Toma and Solace, which is odd, but I'm guessing that's for the aura of recovery. So he brought out another ogre. I'm going to do this. Stun. Watch all my dragons kill everybody. As soon as this is over, stun again. Boom, fatal blow. Did it a little bit too early, so it didn't go off. He summoned Siege. He needed a Maria heal right there. That's good game. That's game over. See how everything stacked up like that for me? I didn't even have to Carl Seize. If I had, then this is what it looks like. Boop. It brings everything over. But everything stacking up like that when you're running dragons gets a little bit dangerous. Hello, Alan. Oh, Blood Moon went pretty well. It is fun being up against the other big kingdoms in Blood Moon. It went pretty well. But the thing about Blood Moon is it still is just all about the capital. So if you have fillers and everything else like that, you're going to win. I didn't actually play very much in Blood Moon. I was busy this weekend. But from what I saw, it looked like it went pretty well in terms of we won because we held the capital a whole lot. I have seen a lot of people getting frustrated about that, about Blood Moon lately. Just about the fact that, oh, what did I just do? I have no idea where I am on my base right now because I just spun it. Oh, I went backwards. Man, I don't think I've ever seen my dragon's ass before. I didn't even know you do that. Another thing about dueling, because a lot of people haven't dueled a whole lot, your chat doesn't work while you're in there. So you'll come out, everybody will be laughing at something, or people will be making fun of you, and you'll have no idea what they said because your chat just goes away while you're dueling. Man, I've never seen the backside of it. I've literally never spun my castle in this direction before. Like, I didn't know those little buildings were back there. I've got a nice waterfall over here. What's that flag? Do I get to pick my flag, or are those just everybody's flags? Not much little details I've never even looked at because of this angle. The Talus Blood Moon events. That's a good point. I forgot about those things. Talus Blood Moon events. Probably the single most ignored feature in the history of this game. I don't know. Can you think of another more ignored feature than the Talus? can't. Here's a Death Knight setup that's decent. He's got all the Death Knight people. He's going to be able to roar me. I'm going to stun everybody. And they're going to stand still for siege. Watch what happens when this siege goes off. Pew, 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 pew. What's he going to do? Nothing. He's going to stand there and bleed. So the problem with Death Knights do a decent amount of damage if you have them all skilled up and you have good gear and everything else like that. But the problem with Death Knights is they're real squishy. So Death Knights fall over. I've often thought that Death Knights might be pretty good against Dragon setup. But the thing is, they just die. So let's talk about defense gear again. Now, defense gear. This setup right here is for troop defense. That's what I'm trying to stack. You need to make sure that your savior has defense rune in it, obviously an HP rune in it. Those are always a big one. But it's still the same setup that it has been for quite a while, which is Death Lord, level 60 weapons, Radiant accessories, turtles if you got them, new pets if you got them, even more. And then that's pretty much it. So the other thing is, if you don't have a high level savior, you're going to get smoked a lot of the time. It's really hard to defend if you don't have a high level savior that you're sitting in. So that's almost as important as gear is at this point. If you want to stack HP, you can go with Crimson Steel, Head, and Chest. There was a period of time where I was trying to run full level 60 gear. So like full aspirant, just to get the preemptive strike debuff. The problem is the head and chest and accessory don't have defense or HP stats on them if you're doing that. So it is somewhat viable, but not particularly. Really. If you are good at defending against solos anyways, then that rally attack moonstone, or not moonstone, rune is the way to go. But if you need stats to defend against solos, then obviously you don't want to do that. All right, so we got McRiley, Storyteller, and Gatecreeper, all out. Theoretically, I should get one of them, right? Those are all people that are high ranked. There's McRiley, there's Story, and there's Gate. Hopefully I get one of them so we can have a real fight. Yeah, the Roderick's Roar cracks me up every time because it's just kind of useless, honestly. Like it makes me run away, but it doesn't really do anything other than that. And I didn't get any of the high guys, man. No offense to you, Mikey OG69. Let's see what he's running. Oh, I see some infantry out in front. There's only 4 of them. So he's either going to be... It's probably going to be dragons, I'm betting. Don't get Gate. Why shouldn't I get Gate? Peace in my life. No, I already killed Gate one time. Alright, I'm going to run ogres against this guy, even though my Maria is not. So Mikey OG69 might be about to take me out. This is what ogres look like. Oh, never mind. He was just trying to die. Sorry, Mikey OG69. Might be trying to glitch it. Nope, he just wanted another Q. $30 seconds. Freebie there. This whole time I thought there were like 82 things standing behind those 4 infantry in the front, and there wasn't. Now, look. Uh-oh. How many points did I take off him? 17. I bet he's pissed right now. Gregory. All right, let's see what this guy's running. Anything here? Yeah, I figured I was Cass after a minute, Cass. Remember you said I need peace in my life. I put 2 and 2 together there. What do you think? Ogres, dragons, or siege? Scary Titan research. It's very expensive on Dragon Blood, is what it is. I'm going to go dragons against this guy. The Scary Titan research adds stats to the Titans and everything. Alright, so he's set up pretty well here. This could be an issue. He's got 2 healers. Good stun. Let's bring them all together. Come here. There we go. Now we want the stun, interrupt his shield. Nope, he didn't shield. I need these things to die with a quickness, or I'm going to have an issue. What do you think? Do you think he Maria's or Rand's? Let's see. It was Maria, and I missed the interrupt. I might lose this one, because my heroes are all going to fall over dead in a second. He's about to stun me, so I'm waiting. No, he didn't. The good news is his Rand's about to die, so I'm going to stun everything to try to stop some damage for a second. I'm going to chain this one into my fatal blow from Haral. Let's see if the... There we go. Maria's dead. I think I got it. Another stun. No fatal blow. Interrupted. That's going to be good night. Yeah, I was on the ropes there for a second. Because with this setup, if I get behind, I can get behind with a quickness. See how much damage Loki did? Loki and Lauren. 2 auras of flame because everything's stacked up on top of them. They out DPS'd my 3 dragons. So, that's pretty much it. I'm going to start doing some more live duels more frequently because there's a lot more people dueling now. There's a lot more interest in it. Feel free to post any comments you'd like, asking questions about it. I'll go over some setups and everything else like that. Just for the purposes of the video, here are the dueling heroes that a lot of people use. Ivar. You see I use him for March size though. Ivar doesn't get used as frequently. Here's your MVPs. Loki and Haral. Those guys get used a whole lot. So, level 60 gear. Mandragoras or Ogres. Runes. You should have a lot of dimensional upgrades at this point. Maria gets used a lot. Toma gets used a lot. Carl and Lauren if you're running dragons. Only lost 14. Let's see, Gate. I'm going to do the math on it. I don't believe you. See, I'm showing going from 1413 to 1430. Unless I got 17 and you got 14. Yeah, Ivar does great damage. So, that's pretty much it. If you like the live duels, let me know. Leave a comment, like it, something like that, so that I know that I should keep doing it. If everybody's bored by it, then I obviously won't keep doing it. Power ranks in my kingdom, sure. I rank 24. Man, I'm a loser. There they are. Obviously, we got Poo Shooter up at the top on enemy power destroyed. So there's that. Keep clicking, but slow down. Only when I'm playing Gate, right? Yeah, I can't do that. Alright, folks. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you want me to keep doing it. And also, post a comment, asking questions, stuff like that. Obviously, when I'm dueling, there's a lot of downtime in the queues, so we can go over a